Hello students, good morning all of you. Once again we are here after your summer vacation. I hope that all of you are well along with your families. You have taken care of yourselves as well as your family. And when we have to face such type of situation, we must not get panic. We must not get panic because we have to face, we have to go side by side. We cannot stop our working. Working is to be go side by side. So keeping this idea in mind, we are going to study about keeping this idea in mind, we are going to study about our chapter. Next, proceed further. Chapter number 1 of History, Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Till now we have studied about whatsoever major incident regarding this whole of the Europe. I told you about French Revolution and very important role of the French philosophers and some well-known saying that when France sneezes, the whole world catches cold. The whole world catches cold. Means to say this much more important, most important impact of the French Revolution upon the other countries of the world, other countries of the world, not only on French but other parts of the world. In other words, I would like to say that not only in Europe but other parts, Asia, like that also got influenced by this type of incidents. Then we talk about conservatism after 1815, Napoleonic Code. Then we talk about total French Revolution, idea of liberalism, conservative, radicals. Then we talk about growing middle classes influence, who were the revolutionaries. Whenever there is revolution, who plays more important role? They are the middle classes of that particular nation. This much we have discussed. I told you about Giuseppe Mazzini, unification of Italy, Baldilar, Garbi Baldilar, like such on personalities. We have talked about, we have discussed about, and in my previous lecture I gave you some new words to be noted down. Hopefully you have done, right? Hopefully you have done, and you have to learn also all those words. What's our new terms and new words on the name of keywords I have told you. So, okay students, somewhat you have now rememorized what we are going to do today. Because what we are going to do today, we have to recap our previous lectures also regarding that is the age of revolutionaries. In that age of revolutionary 1830 we discussed that first upheaval took place in France there. Then whenever there is any type of revolutionary, any political disturbances, ultimately it disturbs the whole thing in that country. It disturbs the whole thing in that country, socially, politically, as well as economically. When politically things are there being disturbed, ultimately people economically, they are disturbed. Now you may take example of any type of strike, dharna, any type of band, and very disastrous condition of this corona. Shops are, markets are closed, people do not have work to do. If work is not there, from where they will get money? If money is not there, how will they survive? How will they feed their families? This much is not sufficient. They can eat meal, take lunch, breakfast, major things, food, shelter. But imagine if there is any type of disease, any type of problem, trouble, health trouble is there within any family, and that family is only hand to mouth. From where that family will bring money to spend on their डिजीज़ पे दैट पार्टिकुलर, जब भी उनके पास कोई इस टाइप की ट्रबल आ जाती है, संकट आ जाता है, तो कहाँ से वो लोग पैसा लाएंगे? कोई भी नहीं देगा, क्योंकि किसी के पास भी नहीं है, राइट। जब काम चल रहा है, बिजनेस चल रहा है, सर्विस चल रही है, चलते टाइम में हर किसी के पास पैसा होता है, वी कैन एक्सचेंज फ्रॉम हियर एंड देयर एंड गेट द वर्क डन, बट इन दिस सिचुएशन इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट. Such type of situation was there in Europe also. When there was the stage of revolution, there was hunger, hardship and revolt. Hunger meant to say crops were failed. Moreover, population increased very fast during that first half of the 19th century. The population of Europe increased very fast, and that increase in population further gave rise to migration. People started migration from rural to urban areas. At one limit it was okay. As we know that excess of everything is bad. When it is excessive, then in urban area they were also overcrowded. When things are out of control, overcrowded, people are not getting shelter, people are not getting food, they are not getting clothing. What will happen? Riots would be there. ना हमने सिंपल भाषा में सुना हुआ है कि जिसकी कोठी दाने उसके कमरे की सियाने ना. अगर हमारे पास पैसा होगा तो सभी हमें सलाम करेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं करेंगे. तो जिन लोगों के पास बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं, दे डोंट हैव मनी, अल्टीमेटली petty quarrels would be there, fights would be there, that ultimately give rise to different type of revolutionary. People will try to understand, try to find the root cause of those things, those petty crimes, right? So that was happened in London also, right? It is not in your book. In London that time, England, when the revolution took place, this industrial revolution, there was this major problem of overcrowded in population, and 40 people used to live within one room, having single toilet and washroom. You may imagine, if 40 people are living there, they have to go for morning, freshen up, taking bath. When will they get their turn? If they are not getting their turn, ultimately the situation will get bad. Not only bad, worse over there. So such type of things were happening in rural areas. People started migrating, and further it created the problem of overcrowding. It created the problem of overcrowding there in London, and Louis Phillips was there. Louis Phillips was there during this revolution, king of that particular area, Silesia weavers incident, I tell you, that had to fled away from that place. This much riots were there, they suppressed this much day in against like that. So in this way, I would like to mention one incident, Silesia weavers. You know that weavers are the people, they used to weave clothes. Textile industry, and textile industry was major during those days for the exchange, for the trade, commerce purpose, right? And these weavers were given raw material by the contractors, and those contractors asked them to give them finished goods also. Asked them to give them they purchased their finished goods also. What happened? These Silesia mean, what happened? These contractors reduced their prices, reduced the quantity of raw material in the form of cotton, whatsoever they were giving, right? In this way, they used to give them raw material, purchase from them their finished goods, and give them wages, right? Raw material and wages, say labor of weaving their clothes. And suddenly at once they reduced all these things. They reduced the quantity of the raw material, they reduced their wages, and these contractors even refused, denied to purchase the finished goods. Imagine that if the finished textile is not purchased by these contractors from the weavers, how the weavers will survive? Because this is the wholesale method, this is the wholesale measure by them, that they earn their money and earn their livelihood and survive within their families. What happened? Revolt. Silesia weavers led the revolt against these contractors. They marched towards their living places, living areas, attacked their different type of, we can say, riots were there, different type of stone throwing, different type of knocking, lockdown, like such activities weavers of Silesia have started. When they started, large crowd on the 4th June, 2 p.m. These all the weavers marched towards the contractor's house, and what happened? You see that contractor fled away to the neighboring village. There also he was surrounded by some more weavers and questioned over there, and he has to give answer and give positive response. Even somewhere he has to apologize his mistake, that whatsoever they have done, these contractors with the weavers, it is wrong. They accepted their mistake and promised to remove it, to improve it in future, so that weavers must not be at loss. So when these weavers got success, it gave a big push to the more revolutions in Europe, because once they have got succeeded, once they have fulfilled their needs, once they are able to convince their contractors that whatsoever they are doing, that it is wrong with them. That's why once they are on the good platform, that they have got their demands fulfilled, and these contractors help them to give them some higher wages. Right? In this way, when we see that when there is a hardship, is the condition, high rise in prices. High rise in prices, you know, high rise in price when there is supply is less. No? Supply is not there, demand is more than there is price. Why supply was less? Because due to these revolutions, people were engaged in these revolutions, and now they were not able to give appropriate attention towards their works, crops, agriculture, irrigation, and other side by functions, side by business whatsoever done by them. And there I am going to read that one quotation from your book. In the village with more than 18,000 people, cotton weaving is the most widespread occupation. Most spread wide occupation. The misery of the workers is extreme. Misery means to say that now they are not able to survive. They are not getting appropriate wages. A desperate need for jobs has been taken advantage of by contractors to reduce the prices of the goods whatsoever they have already ordered, and ask them to get it back to be purchased. Okay student, tomorrow we will do its next portion. Read it carefully. I have taught you up to page number 16. Up to page number 16 we have done. From this 16 page number I have told you this incident. Right? Some incident from next pages already we have discussed. Please don't get confused. You have to make these new words list whatsoever previously I have given you. Please take care, don't miss it, otherwise it would be difficult for you people to understand the chapter properly. Bye students.